Julie's Kitchen, and if you're new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and I post 2 videos a week on a Tuesday and a Thursday at 7 AM. So if you like recipe videos and you want to see more like this one, then please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And now I'm going to share with you how to make my delicious roasted butternut squash and lentil chilli. As I just mentioned, today I want to share with you how to make my delicious roasted butternut squash and lentil chilli. Now this recipe is really easy to do, and in this video I'm going to share with you how I like to make a homemade sauce with butternut squash. It is delicious and it will go with lots of different dishes as well as this chilli, I have to say. But today we're going to be having this for our dinner this evening, so while I was making it I thought I'd share the recipe with you. So here is how to make my roasted butternut squash and lentil chilli. First thing I'm going to do is preheat my oven to 200 degrees. Now that my oven is preheating, I'm going to start to make the sauce. So for the sauce I have probably about 300 grams of butternut squash, and I've just chopped it up and cubed it. So I used 1 small butternut squash and I basically peeled it with a vegetable peeler, took out the seeds and then cubed it into 1 centimetre piece cubes. And then I also had 2 carrots, 2 smallish carrots, but what I did with those is I just peeled them and cut them into chunks. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of this into my baking dish, like so, and I'm going to add oil to the top. So I'm just going to add the oil, and then I'm also going to add a pinch of salt as well to that. And then I'm going to toss all these ingredients together, and I'm going to put this into the oven for about 30 to 40 minutes, or until everything has gone golden brown basically. I'm just tossing these together to make sure it's all in the oil. I'm going to put this into the oven now. So my butternut squash is cooked, so I'm going to leave this to one side and let it cool for a little while. I left my butternut squash to cool for a good 10 minutes, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this into my blender. So I'm just going to put all the pieces of the butternut squash into the blender, and then I'm going to blend everything together with my Rude Health coconut milk. So this isn't an advert for Rude Health, I just really like this product and I really enjoy using it making sauces and things. So this is their coconut drink. It's not coconut cream or milk, it's their drink. So it's a lot thinner than coconut milk. So if you can't get coconut drink, you could use like oat milk if you wanted to, or you could use any type of milk you like. So going to add about 600 mils to this, I think. And then, as I said, I'm going to blend it all together. And the thing I really like about Rude Health, sorry, I forgot to say, is it's got no other ingredients in it apart from spring water, organic rice and organic coconut milk as well. So it is a pure product, and that's what I really like about using this product. So I'm just going to leave that down there, and now I'm just going to blend all these ingredients together. So I've blended the ingredients together until they are smooth. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the chilli, and I'm going to use this as the sauce. First thing I've done to start making the chilli is I've put a large pan, and I'm going to put this onto a high heat. And then I'm just going to add some oil to the base of that pan. And I'm going to leave the pan to heat up now until all the oil is covers the base of the pan basically. So my pan is heated up really nicely now, it's very hot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the spring onions to the base of the pan, like so. I'm going to fry these until these start to soften. And as you can maybe able to see, next to this I'm actually boiling some rice to go with the chilli as well. So I'm just frying the onions onions now, spring onions. So I had a bunch of spring onions, big bunch that I just tops and tails. So I cut the tops and the tails off, and then I cut into like 1/2 centimetre pieces. And yeah, I'm just frying these until they start to soften. So I often find that spring onions start to soften a bit quicker than like red onion or leek. So I'm going to turn the heat down slightly because my pan is getting slightly too hot now. And I'm going to add a little bit of water to the base of the pan as well, because it was getting a little bit warm. So I'm just stirring these in now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some spices to this. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of mild chili powder. If you want your chili hotter, then you could use medium or hot chili powder. It's just I'm serving it to my son, so I'm only using mild because he doesn't like it too spicy. He doesn't mind spice, but he doesn't like it too spicy. So, and then I added in a teaspoon of ground coriander, and I'm also going to add in a teaspoon of ground cumin as well. And I'm going to add in a teaspoon of ground ginger to this as well. Ginger can be quite spicy, but it's okay in this chilli. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and the cinnamon just adds a little bit of sweetness to the dish, which is really nice. So I would love using cinnamon in dishes. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of mixed herbs as well, dried mixed herbs. And then I'm just going to stir these round, and it becomes really lovely and fragrant now. It smells so good. So I've fried those until they've sort of browned off a little bit, and I've mixed it in with the spring onion, and now I'm going to add my lentils as well, if I can get them out the sieve. So I've washed my lentils through twice like I would the rice, and then I'm just going to mix that in with the spring onions and the spices and the herbs, like so, just to heat them through a little bit basically. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the sauce that I made earlier. Here's one I made earlier. Any British kids born in the 80s will know that reference. Anybody born in the 80s watching this video will hopefully know that reference. And then I'm just going to stir this round as well until the lentils are all covered in the sauce. And then I'm going to leave this to cook away now until most of the sauce is absorbed into the lentils. It should probably take about 20 minutes or so. And you can cook this in the slow cooker as well if you want to. You could make the sauce and put all the spices and the lentils in, and then just turn the slow cooker on, cook it on high for, I'd say, about 3 hours, and low for about 6. So yes, if you wanted to cook this in a slow cooker, you can do. I don't think I've done a recipe for that, but if you would like me to, then I can do that, and I will put that up on my blog as well, Googie's Kitchen Life. So yes, I'm going to put the lid on, I'm going to turn it down slightly, and I'm just going to leave this to simmer on the hob now. So as always, I forgot to add a little bit of salt and pepper to my mixture, but I've noticed this is a bit dry, and if it is a bit dry, you can always add a bit more milk to this. It's not cooking too well, I'm finding. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some water to it, but you could add more milk if you wanted to, but I think water's fine at this stage. So I'm just going to go and get some water. So I'm just adding a little bit of water. I'd probably say I'm adding about 100 mils or so, just to make it a bit more wet, so that the sauce can sink into the lentils basically, and all the herbs and spices can sink in as well. So I'm going to put the lid on and I'm going to turn the heat back up, and then once it starts to boil I'll turn it down and leave it to simmer then. So it's just started to come to the boil, so I'm going to turn this down and I'll probably leave this to simmer for a good 20 minutes now. My lentils have absorbed all of the liquid and I can see the bottom of the pan, so that means they're cooked. I'm just going to try this quickly just to see how it tastes. That's really good. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some chopped up spinach and coriander to this. So I've got about 2 handfuls to put in, and I'm just going to mix that in and let it wilt down now, like so. And I'm just waiting for the rice to cook, and then I'm going to serve dinner, eat it and enjoy it. So that is our dinner done. That's how you make my delicious roasted butternut squash and lentil chilli, and that recipe I will link in the description box below for you. As I mentioned earlier, I'm off to have this for my dinner now and I'm really looking forward to it. It smells so good. So that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below, and please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.